Hey y'all, Kwakests is here back with another video, and today I'm doing something a little bit different than usual. Usually I just make a gameplay video or a showcase or something like that. But today I was like, you know what, Spider-Man just came out, 2021's about to end. Let me just make a video on the characters I expect to see and I want to see in Marvel's Avengers 2022 and beyond. So before we get to the actual list, I just want to say that this is half wish list, half predictions because of, leaks and the direction Crystal Dynamics seems to be taking the game. So I try my best to keep this list realistic with Avengers. Originally I was thinking about somebody like Nova being playable, but I think now he's a little too Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't think that they're gonna mix in people from other groups. So I definitely don't think we're getting any X-Men. I'm not even getting my hopes up about that. Speaking of leaks, let's just get these out of the way. This leak is pretty old. I think I saw this last year. I don't know how accurate it is, but there's a bunch of questionable characters for this roster, like Marvel. I don't know who would want to play with Marvel or why you'd have Marvel instead of just having Captain Marvel, but Hawkeye and Kate Bishop work. But at the same time, I feel like Marvel isn't popular enough to warrant doing that. But you never know with Crystal Dynamics. And She-Hulk, I hope that she'd be a fun Hulk alternative that's actually fun to play as. But I feel like she could be fun and pretty unique to herself. But I'm pretty indifferent about her and Bucky, which are pretty much confirmed. Bucky has actual audio files with characters interacting with him, so he's confirmed. But She-Hulk is just heavily rumored so far. Anyways, without further ado, let's get on to the list. Okay, so the character that I actually want in the game the most currently is the Falcon. And it's kind of crazy to me that he's not in the game already, because he fits with this roster of Avengers and the whole aim and tech theme really well. Falcon's gameplay could be really fun. He could parry with his wings, use them offensively and defensively. He could call out Red Wing for support attacks similar to Spider-Man's Spider Drone, but he could split into three like he does in the MCU movies. You could have a Red Wing at 3 different points defending while you fly around and have cool wing animations. He could have 2 different projectiles, his guns and his wings, similar to how he shot energy or whatever from his wings in Disney Infinity. Anything similar to that. He could just be so fun, and he fits very well with this group of Avengers. So I really hope to see Falcon in the future of this game, because he'd be really easy. He wouldn't even need a big operation or anything. I'd take a hero event really, as long as we get at least one mission. I think every character should have at least one villain sector, just them and one of their villains. But yeah. Okay, my second character is actually Daisy Johnson, aka Quake. She fits with both the Inhuman storyline and the SHIELD storyline, so I feel story-wise, she'd be really easy to implement. And she joined Kamala as the only playable Inhumans on the roster, because I don't really see the royal family joining this game anytime soon. Basically, Quake creates these vibrations that can act as earthquakes, and hence the name Quake. And she can use that to super jump, destroy stuff. It's just all around a cool ability. Her powers would be cool, but I don't know how they'd exactly translate into the game. But I do hope that they add a super jump feature instead of that terrible momentum jump that Hulk has for characters like Quake and She-Hulk, because I really don't like the momentum jump. But yeah, I think Quake is pretty realistic, and I would like to play as her, so. Okay, so the next character that I have on my wish list that I think is pretty realistic is Shang-Chi. He's become a lot more popular after his recent MCU movie, after a period where Marvel just didn't use the character at all. Shang-Chi being added to the game would be a great opportunity to add some new enemies in a new region. They could easily set up a storyline where the 10 Rings and AIM get involved with each other, and Monica or someone else from AIM try to harness the power from Ta Lo to do something with the Inhumans or just benefit AIM in some way. But they could definitely set up a storyline like that, which would get Shang-Chi involved with the Avengers. The enemies could also vary from just 10 ring soldiers to creatures from Talo instead of just robots. But, you know, since AIM's involved, there's still going to be the AIM robots. His gameplay could be really fun too, but I really don't know if they go in the MCU direction or the comics direction, where instead of the rings, he's just like a martial artist that can clone himself, I think, and has those nunchucks that you see in the picture. Most likely, though, he will be MCU inspired, just like they'll supposedly do an MCU inspired skin for him. And I think that would be kind of hard to do if he didn't have the rings. But you never know. They could try to do something different. But yeah, I would really like to play as Shang-Chi. Character number 4 is Daredevil. Daredevil is an iconic character, and after recently joining the MCU, I think it's the perfect time to play him into an Avengers game. Due to his batons though, I think he would be kind of similar to Black Widow gameplay wise, so I could see them adding something like spice him up like they did with Kate Bishop, giving her the ability to teleport. But he would be able to wall run, which she can't do, and grapple, which she can do, and he'd also bring along a villain sector with Kingpin as the villain, which I think could be really fun. Depending on how deep into Daredevil's world they want to go, they could give us an operation like the Hand as the new enemies, and wherever they operate as like the new region. But not too many notes for Daredevil. I would love to play with him, but you know, I just gotta see like what they do to spice him up, because he would be kind of similar to Black Widow. Okay, so as for the 5th character, for me it was really a draw between Wanda and Doctor Strange. And these two are more like wish-listy characters, because realistically, I mean, they fit in, and they even have references from Zawavari, but I just can't really see them doing magic. Like, I just can't visualize them in the game, like gameplay-wise. I don't really know how they do like casting different spells and like all the magical things. But if they did figure it out, I'd really like to play with one of them. I feel like at most we might just get one of them, and I feel like Wanda kind of has the edge because she could also tie into Vision. But yeah, I would love to play with Wanda or Strange, and they're my 5th character. Okay, so number 6 and number 7 are pretty tied together, so I'm just gonna discuss them together. But number 6 is the Wasp. Number 7 is Ant-Man. Wasp would have a focus on shrinking and being small. I don't know how that would really work online. Or maybe it would just be like some moves like her heroics and stuff, like the animation, she just shrinks real small, or something. Maybe they could find a way to like make that work. Like you just like shrink and like walk around, fly around. But the reason Wasp for me is higher than Ant-Man is because she can fly. I like being mobile and being able to fly around. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But she could also turn big maybe for like her super, maybe. But I think that would be more of an Ant-Man thing, just like in the MCU. He's more giant man, she's the Wasp, more of a focus on shrinking. He has more of a focus on getting big. And yeah, the Pym particle effects are already in the game. Hank Pym's already in the game. They could just, I know they said something about him not being able to shrink anymore, but they could easily fix that by just bringing in Scott Lang. So yeah. Character number 8 is the Vision. Vision could tie into the Ultron storyline teased at the end of the Beating the Odds villain sector, which you can find a walkthrough of on my channel. And for gameplay, Vision could let his opponent's attacks go through him as his parry, like just tapping the right trigger. Like, you know how he just like phase shifts, like so he can go through stuff. How about enemies go through him and like beams go through him? I think that would be pretty cool. He could do his like, you know, beam from the Mind Stone or whatever it is in this game. Just a beam. He can like change the thing to just like burst if he wants to. He could have really cool animations. And for his ultimate, he could even density shift to become really heavy and do a lot of damage. Like, just like Falcon, I'd say they could take some notes from Disney Infinity, because I think that was a really cool, fun version of Vision, like how he would be in like an Avengers game. But yeah, he fits with the AIM theme too, the whole tech theme. and with this entire group of Avengers. So Vision, I could see in the future of this game, and I would be here for it. I'd like to play with him. Okay, so characters 9 through 10 are characters that are essentially already confirmed. Like character 9, Captain Marvel, that's like a no-brainer. She's gonna be a part of the game. You can already tell by the Kree invasion storyline, and we might get a Hala region with that, which I'd be here for, for the Captain Marvel operation. But she's like 1,000% gonna be in the game, unless the game just like gets canceled out of the blue. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So she's definitely gonna be part of the game. And these two characters are the characters that I'd like to play with the most from the leaks. Gameplay wise, Captain Marvel, for her ultimate, I'm pretty sure she's gonna go binary, which is like her mode where she's like fully lit up and just like super powerful. For her assault heroic, I think she's gonna have like a big energy blast similar to Iron Man's Unibeam. She can fly. I like my mobile characters. Yeah, Captain Marvel, she'd be fun. I'd like to play with her, and I think her builds could be really strong. So yeah. Character number 10, the final character on my wish list / predictions. This is like also a character that's like heavily rumored to the point where they're like essentially confirmed. But it's War Machine. As in Iron Man, like secondary player, Black Panther's my main, but Iron Man's like almost there. But War Machine, he'd be like Iron Man with the rockets and guns. My favorite part of Iron Man is the rockets in this game. Like, I think they're the most fun, most effective. So combining that with some guns while flying, doing some crazy stuff, I think that could be really fun. He's also cool in the MCU movies. I like him using his missiles and stuff. He seems really powerful there and holds his own recently, like in the Avengers movies and Civil War and Infinity War. So I'd be here for War Machine, but I just hope they get these characters out faster, because a character like War Machine, like, you could do a hero event with him and like drop another character like the next month or so. Like, they need to start getting these characters out faster, because I don't want, like, I'd play with War Machine, but I wouldn't want to wait like 3 months for War Machine and then get another character like 5 months later. But yeah, that's my list. Let me know yours down below. And yeah, let me know if I should do more of these videos. I'm thinking about doing one for the villains, like the villains I'd like to see. But let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Quakes King out.